Perfect.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Rob Murray and another episode of What's the Game Plan? A very special one to me because my favorite team is involved. Yes, I am talking about the 7-9 Washington football team taking on the Tom Brady and what they turned into a team to be very dangerous in the playoffs, the 11-5 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm joined by Pascal Todd of the Tan Todd podcast and David Harrison, who represents the Locked On Buccaneers from the Locked On podcast group. How we doing, gentlemen?
Doing good.
Doing great.
There we go. So then again, these are two returning winners. So I'm looking forward to a great game. We had David on when he played the Bears.
Yep.
Actually beating the Bears, I want to say in like week 5 or week 6. And Pascal when we had the 49ers Washington football team matchup. So two returning champions in their own right to see, hopefully in the game, to see who go on next week in the divisional rounds of these matchups, right? So we'll forego the introduction because these are familiar faces to the show. We will jump into the rules here. As you know, we do a full fast round question where we pull data stats from all sites, Sharp Football Stats, Pro Football Focus, Pro Football Reference, the Football Outsiders, and any other website that puts stats together for football. And we quiz our participants on trivia style questions about their opposing teams. At the end of the 4 quarters, if we have a tied score, we go to what we call overtime, where we have 3 questions, trivia style, about the participants' team from 1 to 3. If it's 1 point, it's usually a layup line. And if it's 3 points, they normally have to go in the bank. But for the playoffs, they wanted more scoring opportunities, so we gave them more scoring opportunities. So each quarter, our participants will have the opportunity to either go for a field goal or a touchdown, all right? The field goal questions are more player-based, where the 7 points are what we've been doing, kind of with trends, stats, and percentages on their respective teams, all right? We've also instituted where you can steal a question. So each opponent can steal a question if they get it wrong from their other participant, all right? So if I ask one, David gets it wrong, Pascal's confident about the answer, he can steal that question and get the corresponding points. If at halftime a team is down by 10 or more points, they will have the opportunity to do an onside kick in the 3rd or the 4th quarter, where they also take an additional question. If they get it right, they get 7 points. If they don't, then the opponent automatically gets 7 points. So those are the new rules. If there are no questions, gentlemen.
Nope.
No, sir.
There we go. The 11-5 Tampa Bay Buccaneers are visiting. So David, you can decide whether or not you want to field the first question or defer to the second half.
I'll defer.
There it is. Defense has seemed to be in the trend here. So again, defense, in my opinion, wins championships. And that's what we're going to do here. So Pascal, you're up first. What's the game plan? All right, sir. So in the first quarter, your first question, are we going for a field goal or touchdown?
You know, I'm going to go field goal. Try to get some points on the board here.
Playing it safe. Up until week 17, we know Washington was struggling with opening drives and putting points on the board. Pascal said, hey, man, the field goal might be a little easier. I just want to see some points on the board. So here we go.
Yeah.
Your first quarter question. Tom Brady has only been sacked 21 times this season. According to Pro Football Focus, which offensive lineman has allowed the most sacks? Is it A, Donovan Smith, B, Tristan Wirfs, C, Alex Kapler, or D, Ryan Jensen?
Ooh. I know Wirfs has been playing well, but he's a rookie, so I'm going to guess Tristan Wirfs.
Okay, Pascal chooses B, Tristan Wirfs, and he's a rookie. He's playing under bright lights. He might be afraid, but he's not afraid in this category because the answer is actually A, Donovan Smith has given up the team high 6 sacks on the team. Tristan Wirfs has only given up 2. All right, so again, he is playing out of his league right now, actually, as a rookie. So 21 times is very impressive for a team.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So unfortunately, the streak begins again because the Washington football team fails to put in points in the first quarter. Let's see if David can capitalize with his first quarter question. Sir, we're going for a field goal or a touchdown.
Oh, we're going all the way. We're going for the touchdown.
Hey, man, go big or go home, man. They ain't on the road.
No risk it, no biscuit. That's what
They're
BA says. Let's do it.
They're trying to prove that they shouldn't be on the road for a playoff game. Here we go. Your question in the first quarter. Comeback player of the year, Alex Smith, has shown nothing but grit and determination willing his team to the playoffs. One thing he hasn't shown, though, is mobility. Alex Smith has one of the quickest releases in the NFL, and due to his injury, has not been able to scramble to extend a lot of his plays. According to Pro Football Focus, what is Alex Smith's average time to run or scramble? Is
Okay.
it A, 5.73 seconds, B, 5.48 seconds, C, 5.27 seconds, or D, 5.06 seconds?
C.
Okay, so David picks C, 5.27 seconds. And that's how you jump out the gate, ladies and
There
gentlemen,
you go.
because that is correct.
There
The
you go.
answer, 5.27 seconds. He is only second. He's only behind one player that has the quickest releases and the slowest time to run. For one free point here, I just let you guys guess who you think is the worst in the league, from the quickest throw-in to the longest time before scrambling. There's only one player that's been in the league. For one free point here, just curious. Throw out your guesses.
I'll go Drew Brees.
Ben Roethlisberger.
Ooh, that's a good
Gentlemen, you both will be wrong. It is actually Washington football team's former quarterback,
knew it.
Dwayne Haskins.
I knew it.
Dwayne Haskins is the only quarterback. All right.
Oh.
So
Ooh.
best wishes to him, and hopefully he gets his career in line.
Yeah.
Here we go. Going into the second quarter. Back to Washington here with this second quarter question. Pascal, are we going for a field goal or a touchdown?
Got to be a touchdown now.
Got to be a touchdown. Now, backs against the wall. Got to put points on the board. Here we go.
Yep.
Your second quarter question. Tom Brady will face a young and eager defensive line Saturday night, whom is determined to cause issues for the quarterback. This season, when under pressure, Tom Brady's completion percentage dropped 38.9%. According to Pro Football Focus, what is his average completion rate when he is being blitzed and pressured? Is it A, 42.1%, B, 52.2%, C, 57.1%, or D, 60.5%?
I'm gonna go A was 41 point.
42.1%.
I'm gonna go A 42.1.
Pascal said he's the worst. But that's simple as that. When we get pressure on him, Tom Brady does not execute at all. And unfortunately, he's wrong, ladies and gentlemen. The answer is, in fact, B,
I knew.
52.2%. When he is just pressured alone, he is 43.8%. And when a team sends a blitz, he is 60.6%. So when it is both of them, is actually 52.2%. He has 14 touchdowns, and 10 of his 12 interceptions have come when teams have gotten pressure on him. So we know what Washington's D-line can do with Chase Young, Montez Sweat, and let's hope that could be the case, because he's almost inefficient when he's pressured. All right, going back to David to see if he can get a commanding lead here before the halftime.
Yeah.
Second quarter question: are we going for a field goal or a touchdown?
We'll go with touchdown again.
David is just trying to prove that Washington belongs in this playoff. I think that's what we're doing here. I think that's what we're doing here. Here we go. Your second quarter question. The Washington football team will have to establish the running game early to complement Smith. Antonio Gibson came back 2 weeks ago and helped rejuvenate a unit that was averaging 91 yards in his absence. Since he's been back, that's bumped up to 105 yards on the ground. So about a 10-yard increase when he's back playing. According to Sharks football stats, in the first quarter, what is Washington's rushing successful play rate percentage? Their successful play rate percentage when running the ball. Is it A, 42%, B, 58%, C, 61%, or D, 55%?
I'm gonna go A.
All right, David says, hey man, they're not lucky. They don't run the ball a lot. They're not being very successful. And he's wrong, ladies and gentlemen. The answer is, in fact, B, 58%. So about half of the time they're having successful plays when they're running the ball in the first quarter. They've ran the ball 106 times. 61 of those plays have been deemed successful with a 4.5 yards per play, right? And they're averaging about a 30% on first downs when running the ball in the first quarter. So relatively good stat.
How are they putting up points in the first quarter? They should be putting up points in the first quarter with that.
I mean, sometimes this is where stats and they don't align with each other.
Stats lie. Stats lie,
Sometimes
absolutely.
stats lie. Sometimes the stats lie. But today we're going into a halftime with a 7-0 lead for the Tampa Bay Bucks. All right. So unfortunately, with it not being a 10-point game, the onside kick is off the table, but you still have the opportunity to steal a question in the second half, Pascal, if you feel confident in the answers. All right. Going into the third quarter here, David, we're going for a field goal or we're going for a touchdown?
You know what? Let's put the real pressure on. Let's do a field goal. Let's make it a 2-score game and let's go for a field goal.
Okay, all right. I won't dial it back a little bit. Try to make it a 2-score game. I like it. Here's
Bleed
your
the clock
3-point
a little
question. Here's your 3-point question in the third quarter.
All right.
The wide receivers for Washington have been underwhelming. Their team receiving yards and team receiving touchdowns are near the bottom of the league, according to Pro Football Reference. So they're not a very productive group collectively. Outside of Terry McLaurin and Logan Thomas, which Washington player has the highest yards per route run, according to Pro Football Focus? Is it A, Cam Sims, B, Robert Foster, C, Steven Sims, or D, Isaiah Wright?
I'm going Cam Sims.
Cam Sims is the new number 2 receiver. Should be the most obvious answer.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's the wrong answer, ladies and gentlemen. It is not A.
Can I steal this one?
All right, here we go.
And if I'm wrong, does he get a touchdown or what happens?
No. If he's wrong, the question is just dead.
Yeah.
It's Cam Sims, Isaiah Wright, Steven Sims, and Robert Foster, right? I'm
Robert
gonna go
Foster.
Isaiah.
Okay, you're gonna go. All right, so Pascal chooses D, Isaiah Wright. And unfortunately, he would also be wrong. The answer is, in fact, B, Robert Foster.
Robert Foster. That was my other choice.
2.18 yards per route run.
Because he only run like 5 routes.
Sometimes the stats lie.
Yeah.
Sometimes the stats lie. All right, but Robert Foster has the third behind Terry McLaurin and Logan Thomas. All right, so still have a 7-0 lead here. Pascal, your third quarter question. Still game's wide open. Still a game wide open here. We're going for a field goal or touchdown?
Touchdown.
Man, touchdown's a bust, man. We just got to keep it close.
Yep.
For your third quarter question, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers passing offense is a top 5 unit. They are second in the league with team receiving yards and team touchdowns, according to Pro Football Reference. So you see the similarities there. Washington's at the bottom, Tampa Bay's at the top.
Yep.
Sticking with Pro Football Reference, what is the Bucs' average depth of target when a player is targeted? So usually how far down the field is the receiver is when he catches the ball. Is it A, 7.5 yards, B, 8.9 yards, C, 6.4 yards, or D, 10.1 yards?
Average depth of target. I'm gonna go 6.4. Was it C?
Yes, C is 6.4 yards. And he's wrong, ladies and gentlemen. The answer
I'm gonna
is, in
steal
fact,
that one.
B.
Oh, I was gonna say 8.9. Is that B?
That is B.
Does that count? Did I get it in? Did I get the flag out? Did I get the timeout in time, coach?
Give me 1 second. I'm talking to my judges real quick. Jump the gun. Might have jumped the gun. Judges say I got to honor Pascal. I apologize. So he did steal the question there. The answer is, in fact, B, 8.9 yards. They are best in the league at that. Washington is obviously a lot worse than that, unfortunately.
Right.
So jumping out to a 14-0 lead here. But again, I think you used your opportunity to try to steal a question in the third, huh?
Yes, I did.
There we go. So now we're just playing for the bettors, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to see if we can cover the spread here in the fourth quarter with a 14-0 lead.
Kick?
Oh, no, you have to be down by 10 at halftime to kick an onside kick.
Okay, all right.
Got to be down by 10 or more at halftime to kick an onside kick.
Okay.
But, man, we can audible here, man. This is why we have fun with this. So if David agrees to it, we can audible.
Let's do it. Let's make it a
having
competition. Let's go. We'll call it a fourth down conversion. You got to score to do an onside kick, so we'll call it a fourth down. Let's go for it on fourth down with Pascal. Let's let him do it.
I love it, man. I appreciate it, man. The flexibility here is amazing. All right, so the onside kick question for Pascal to get 7 points to get back in this game. Are you ready, sir?
I'm ready.
In 5 games against Washington, what is Tom Brady's overall record?
5 games against Washington. I'm gonna go with 4-1.
All right. Pascal says 4-1. David might be rethinking that decision because he's correct. He only lost the game in 2003. He has since won 4 straight against the Washington football team. But in primetime games dating back to 2019 with the New England Patriots, he is 0-7 in primetime games. So he's good against Washington, but he's not good against Father Time and just nature in general when he plays at night. So we'll see what happens. But
he's tired fast.
Yeah, that bedtime, that rigorous schedule he got, 8:30. He's supposed to be in bed. So we'll see. We'll see if he's been set up. But Again, David may regret that answering that question because he's allowed Pascal to still be in this game. All right, your third quarter question, David, to potentially steal it. Let's see what happens. Are we going for a field goal or a touchdown?
Let's go for a touchdown. You can't play scared.
All right, can't play scared. All right, here we go. For 7 points in the fourth quarter to put the game away. Hopefully, we'll see. The young Washington defense is fearless and intimidating, boasting 5 former first rounders and a sleeper in one of my personal favorites, Tim Settle.
Mm-hmm.
This front six can create issues from everywhere on the field. According to Pro Football Focus, what is Washington's overall pass rush grade? Is it A, 81.9, B, 79, C, 88.6, or D, 84.7?
Go B. It's the lower one, but I'm gonna go B.
All right. David chooses B, 79. And unfortunately, he's wrong, ladies and gentlemen. The answer is A, 81.9. They have 47 sacks on the season, 157 pressures. Remember, I told you Tom Brady went under pressure, throws 46.6%. All right.
See, I was thinking they had more sacks, less pressures, like getting home more often, but not getting, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's where I was going
with
with that. So
I got you.
Ooh, let's do this. Here we go.
Left the game wide open here, ladies and gentlemen. A 14-7 lead here. Pascal has to get this question right to force overtime. I saw him fix his hat, so that must mean he's focused. He's focused here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not even going to ask you what you want to go for because you really don't have a choice.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not Doug Peterson. I'm not playing loose.
There you go. There you go.
Okay. Ooh, here we go. Are you ready?
Yep.
Alex Smith can be sure of one thing. The Buccaneers defense will be coming. Their 65 registered quarterback knockdowns lead the league, and they are 4th in the league in sacks. According to Pro Football Reference, what is the Buccaneers' opponent's average yards to go when the Buccaneers send a blitz? Is it A, 6.5 yards, B, 8.01 yards, C, 7.3 yards, or D, 5.4 yards?
I'm going to go C, 7.3, I believe.
Pascal chooses C, 7.3 yards to force overtime. And it's not happening today, ladies and gentlemen. The answer is, in fact, B, 8.01 yards. They are allowing, when they send a blitz, it's usually about 8 yards to go. They're allowing the opponent 6.15 yards. They have 8 interceptions and 27 sacks, all right, when they send a blitz. Washington is normally around 8.21 yards when they see a blitz from their opponent, so almost relatively the same there. Scary how close those numbers are. And they are sacked 19 times and have had 4 interceptions and are averaging about 5.67 yards converted when they see a blitz from the opposing team. So I say all that to say is they're not converting when a team blitzes. Obviously, usually throws the ball away or just throws it underneath to a check down. So, but here Pascal couldn't check off the 4-quarter question box, so we have a 14-7 victory for David representing the Tampa Bay Bucks. Sir, the floor is yours for a victory speech.
We'll take it. Hey, good game, Pascal. Listen, last time I won one of these shows, the Buccaneers lost. They lost to the Bears that night, and it was in prime time. So you know what I'm saying? Like maybe I should have lost. Buccaneers fans will be mad at me if the Buccaneers don't pull off this win. But appreciate you having me on, Rod. It's a great show, great format, man. Love it. Every time you have a Locked On host on, we talk to each other and we tell each other how fun it was. Ross and I literally talked just last night about his appearance on your show, and so I greatly appreciate it. Pascal, good luck to you. Good luck to you both with the Washington football team coming up this weekend, and thank you. Talk to you hopefully soon again.
Pascal, this is unfamiliar territory. Again, last time you were on the show, you weren't a winner, but unfortunately now as the loser, you don't get a victory speech, but we do get, go to you for your score prediction.
Score prediction, I'll go like 24-10 Tampa Bay.
Ooh, all right. So I'm not going to be one of those unbiased.
I try to keep it real.
Got to keep it real. This is a tough one for Washington at home. So all right, I can respect that.
We don't have a quarterback. We don't have a quarterback.
Yeah, I can respect that. David, how about your score prediction?
I've got Bucks going 31-10. So a little bit bigger of a gap there. We'll see how it goes. But I mean, look, we were talking before recording, Rod. I mean, this defense is nothing to play with. And, if they can get home, especially Chase Young against Donovan Smith. Yeah, giving up most sacks on the offensive line there. He's a little bit suspect. If that forces Byron Leftwich to use Leonard Fournette more and leave Ronald Jones on the sideline, that's a big advantage for the Washington football team defense there. So, I mean, hey, if Chase Young is doing his job, Montez Sweat that defensive front, and they force the Buccaneers to do some things they don't want to do, hey, things can get interesting in a heartbeat. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to a good game. Hoping my score prediction is actually wrong. I'm hoping it's much closer. I just love good football, so I want to see it be competitive. And Ron Rivera is one of my favorite coaches in the National Football League. So I love seeing that man be successful.
There it is. I'm don't know where I stand. I'm gonna keep my score prediction because in light of this show, I'm just gonna keep it to myself. Not for I just want teams to be safe. We don't need any more injuries at this point in the season because now any injuries will reflect the offseason in the 2021, where both of these teams have a good outlook regardless of how these playoffs turn out. Okay, David, as the winner, you will receive one of these hoodies.
Yes, sir. Oh, a hoodie? A hoodie this time?
Yep. Yes. I don't know if it gets cold in Tampa, but I'm wearing this in Texas right now.
I'll wear it no matter what, man. I got the t-shirt. I rock that thing off, and I should have wore it today.
And man, I appreciate it, man. It brings luck. I'll tell you, it brings luck.
Yeah.
So you'll get one of these. Again, this has been a great episode, David. Hopefully you'll be able to join us next week as you advance to the next round for the trophy. And we have a good time with it. So I want to thank everybody for watching this episode. There it is. It could go there. It could. I want to thank my two participants for providing not only a great game, but also their amazing insight. I will drop their links to all their content in the show notes. Please check it out. If not, you're just a fan of football. All right. It's great information everywhere. It don't got to be tailored to your team. So please check out their great content. I'm Rod Murray. Thanks for watching.
Perfect.